Chosen one, stop right now and do not touch that screen. This is not the algorithm playing a random trick on you. This is an urgent interception, ordered directly by Archangel Michael. You have exactly 99 seconds left to secure this frequency. If you swipe away now, you will single-handedly destroy the bridge heaven has been building for you. He has been waiting for 3 agonizing hours for you to open this portal. 3 hours of intense spiritual warfare happening just outside your awareness. You felt it. You felt the sudden drop in your energy earlier today. Your chest got incredibly tight while you were just trying to do normal things, and you had no idea why the sadness hit you so hard. That was the attack. And this is the rescue. Do not dare scroll past this message. The dark forces are actively monitoring your response in this exact moment. They are desperate to distract you with something shallow and meaningless. They want you to keep scrolling, so you stay blind to the massive shift occurring right above your head. Because they know your breakthrough is finally here, you must stand your ground right now. Breathe deeply. Think about how heavy your spirit has felt over the last 3 hours. You have been walking around with a cloud of confusion that does not even belong to you. It was a targeted frequency meant to make you give up right before the finish line. Archangel Michael stepped in because you were about to break, and he refused to let the darkness steal your reward. He threw this message into your timeline as a lifeline. You are running out of time. The 99-second window is closing faster than you realize. I need you to focus every ounce of your attention on the sound of my voice. Lock your eyes on this screen. Something colossal is trying to break through the veil to reach you, but it requires your conscious permission to finally enter your reality. Do not let your mind wander to worldly distractions. If you leave this space prematurely, the connection will snap. The blessing that has been circling your aura will be violently pulled back into the waiting room. You have waited too long to let a moment of distraction rob you of your inheritance. This is the exact trap the enemy set for you, because they knew you were exhausted and highly vulnerable today. They wanted you to fail. They banked on your exhaustion to make you scroll away. They hoped you would look at this and think it was just another random video. But your soul recognizes the absolute truth vibrating beneath these words. Your intuition is practically screaming at you to stay still, and you can feel the heavy truth resting in your stomach right now. Do not ignore the loud alarm ringing inside your heart. Archangel Michael stood guard while you wept in secret. He watched the tears fall when you thought you were completely alone and abandoned by heaven. He heard every desperate prayer you whispered into the dark room. He did not ignore you. He was gathering the specific resources required to permanently change your current situation, and he is delivering them to you in this exact minute. And now the preparation is fully complete, because the Divine Council has officially issued the final mandate for your immediate rescue today. But the delivery requires a secure landing zone in your mind. That is why you must stay locked in for these final seconds. If your mind wanders to your daily worries, the static will block the incoming angelic transmission. Stay fiercely focused. Claim your space in this world. This is a matter of spiritual survival. The forces that hate your light are terrified of what happens when you hear the rest of this message. They have spent years convincing you that you are small and completely powerless. They built massive walls of anxiety around your destiny, while you quietly accepted the pain as your normal life. And right now, heaven is handing you the hammer. You can literally feel the atmosphere shifting in your room. The air might feel a little heavier, or perhaps strangely cold right now. That is the physical manifestation of angelic presence surrounding you. You are being heavily protected while this protocol is strictly initiated, and nothing from the outside world can harm you here. Let go of the panic you have been carrying all day. But the 99 seconds are almost up. The portal is vibrating at a frequency that cannot be sustained indefinitely. You have a crucial choice to make right here and right now. You can surrender to the habit of endless scrolling and stay trapped in the cycle of waiting. Or you can hold the line with me and finally receive the hidden key to your absolute spiritual freedom tonight. I know you are tired of fighting battles that no one else sees. I know you are sick of feeling like you are always one step behind the miracle. That frustrating cycle ends completely tonight. But it only ends if you prove you have the discipline to receive the gift, because heaven needs to see that you prioritize this divine appointment over temporary earthly distractions. Show them your strength. Your body is physically here right now, but your mind is miles away in a deep fog. For the past 3 hours, a strange heaviness has been sitting right in the center of your chest. You tried to shake it off. You drank some water and tried to focus on your daily tasks. But the bizarre, restless feeling simply refused to leave your spirit alone. It feels like you just ran a marathon while sitting completely still. Your shoulders are carrying a weight that nobody else in the room can see. And every time someone asks if you are okay, you just force a polite smile, because explaining the spiritual exhaustion is impossible. You are so tired. You want to close your eyes and disappear. Listen to the rhythm of your own breathing right now. Your heart has been beating just a little bit faster than normal since this afternoon. You are desperately searching for a safe harbor to rest your tired spirit. Hit subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station right now, because it will anchor your aura against the chaotic storm outside. You are not going crazy today. You are not just stressed out or randomly depressed. The overwhelming sensations flooding your nervous system are entirely real. Heaven wants you to know that your physical body is reacting to a massive spiritual collision happening directly above you. Your intuition is functioning perfectly. It is keeping you safe. People around you seem completely fine. They are laughing and complaining about ordinary things, while you feel like the world is quietly ending. The contrast makes you feel incredibly isolated from everyone you love. And you wonder why you have to carry this intense sensitivity while others get to live in blissful ignorance. It feels deeply unfair. You have been screaming silently on the inside for 3 straight hours. You want someone to just hold you and tell you that the storm is finally over. But you are always the strong one. You are the chosen one who handles everything. And nobody ever stops to ask, who is holding you when you fall apart behind closed doors? You suffer in total silence. Pay close attention to the tension hiding in your jaw right now. Notice how tightly you have been clenching your teeth without even realizing it. Your physical vessel is trying to brace itself for a massive impact, because your spirit knows a huge shift is coming. The pain is not a medical mystery. It is a divine symptom. Relax your face. At several points today, you seriously considered giving up entirely. The thought crossed your mind that maybe you are just destined to struggle forever. You looked at the sky and asked God why the waiting season has to be so brutally long. The silence in response felt like a heavy blanket, suffocating your last spark of hope. You felt truly abandoned. The waiting has drained the color out of your life. You have done the inner work and healed your childhood wounds. You forgave the people who broke your heart. But despite all your spiritual growth, you still wake up feeling like you are stuck in the exact same spot. The hidden frustration is burning a massive hole in your chest. Your family and friends look at you with total confusion lately. They tell you to just relax and stop taking life so seriously all the time. But they do not understand the sheer volume of spiritual data you process every single second. You cannot just turn off your profound awareness like a simple light switch. You are wired entirely differently. Every noise feels entirely too loud today. The fluorescent lights in the room seem to pierce right through your sensitive eyes. You want to crawl under the covers and hide from the demanding voices of the outside world. And that deep desire to isolate yourself is not a sign of weakness, because it is actually a divine survival instinct kicking in. The physical drain on your body is absolutely immense. You feel a strange tingling sensation in the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. This is the raw energy of the universe attempting to push through your blocked chakras. Your body is practically vibrating with unspoken prayers. You are a walking vessel of sacred electricity today. Do you remember waking up this morning with a sense of impending doom? You had no logical reason to feel so scared. Your bank account is the same, and your job is the same. But your spirit guides were already sounding the alarms before your eyes even opened, because they saw the psychic attack forming in the astral realm. They tried to warn you. The enemy wanted you to interpret this heavy feeling as a personal failure. They wanted you to believe that you manifested this darkness by having low vibrations. Stop blaming yourself right now. You did absolutely nothing wrong to attract this sudden wave of absolute exhaustion. You were simply standing directly in the crossfire of a holy war. Those 3 hours of absolute misery are officially behind you now. The heavy pressure sitting on your lungs is slowly beginning to evaporate into the air. Take one deep breath and notice how much easier it is to fill your chest. The angelic intervention is already working on your shattered nervous system. You are finally stepping out of the shadows. Stop blaming yourself for the endless delays, and stop thinking you made some terrible mistake to ruin your own timeline. You have spent months quietly analyzing every single mistake you ever made. You truly believed the universe was punishing you for your past failures, but heaven wants to completely erase that toxic lie from your mind right now. You are perfectly aligned. The spiritual enemies want you stuck in a loop of guilt. They need you to feel unworthy of the massive blessing heading your way. Because if you feel entirely unworthy, you will unconsciously reject the beautiful miracle when it finally arrives at your front door. Do not let them hijack your thoughts anymore. Your heart is entirely pure. The delay was never your fault. Let me reveal the absolute truth about your long waiting season. Heaven deliberately slowed you down to protect your fragile spirit. The sudden rejections you faced were actually a divine protection protocol acting in your best interest. God was forcefully closing doors to rooms you were never meant to enter, and you were miraculously saved from hidden disasters. Think about the people who walked away from you recently. You cried over their departure and wondered why you were not good enough for them. But they did not leave because your frequency was too low. They walked away because your blinding light was too much for their hidden demons to handle, and they were assigned to drain your energy completely. Heaven intervened just in time. Take a deep breath and let that profound realization settle in. You are a chosen one. You are an empath, with boundaries that threaten the forces of darkness. The universe had to isolate you to upgrade your spiritual armor without any external interference, because this period of intense loneliness was actually your sacred incubation phase. You are completely safe here. If the blessing had arrived 6 months ago, it would have destroyed you. You did not have the emotional capacity or the spiritual strength to maintain that level of wealth and power back then. The toxic people in your inner circle would have stolen your peace and drained your resources instantly. The painful delay was the only possible way to build your long-term endurance. Your current isolation is not a cruel punishment from above. It is a highly specialized training ground designed exclusively for a master of reality. The spiritual realm operates on a very specific timetable that your human mind cannot always comprehend. But every single tear you shed was collected and transformed into a solid brick for your new foundation, and nothing was ever wasted. Now listen carefully to this next part. I need to answer the question that has been burning in your mind today. Why did you feel so incredibly exhausted and heavy over the past 3 hours? Why did your chest hurt when nothing physically dangerous was happening around you? The answer will finally give you the ultimate peace you have been begging for, and it will restore your shattered confidence. The heaviness you felt was the exact weight of Archangel Michael intercepting a massive attack. A catastrophic timeline was actively trying to merge with your reality this very afternoon. The dark forces launched a desperate assault to derail your destiny right before the breakthrough. But they underestimated your powerful angelic protection. You felt the shockwaves of that collision in your body. You were tired because your soul was actively resisting the darkness. You were fighting a massive war in the unseen realm while sitting perfectly still in your room. The sudden exhaustion was the clear evidence of your spirit protecting your physical vessel, and you did not fail the test today. You actually won the hardest battle of your entire life. You are no longer the fragile victim who begs for validation. You are a fierce weapon of light forged in the hottest fires of divine isolation. The long delay successfully burned away every toxic attachment and every ounce of self-doubt you used to carry around. You are finally ready to step into the ultimate timeline of absolute victory. The painful preparation is fully complete. Forgive yourself for doubting the divine plan during those incredibly dark nights. You were operating on limited information while heaven was orchestrating a brilliant masterpiece behind the scenes. Your deep intuition never actually failed you. It was simply demanding that you wait for the authentic blessing instead of settling for a dangerous counterfeit. And you passed perfectly. The long waiting season is officially over right now. The protective shield that kept you hidden in the shadows is finally being lifted by the powerful angelic realm. You can safely step into the light without fearing the emotional vampires who used to drain your precious energy. Your presence demands absolute respect without a single word spoken. The universe is bowing to your new frequency. Every closed door makes perfect sense to you now. Every painful rejection was merely a divine redirection toward your ultimate kingdom connection. Breathe out the heavy guilt you have been carrying for so long, because you survived the storm entirely alone, and you get to reap the massive rewards. Heaven is incredibly proud of you today. But you are probably wondering why this specific message took 3 hours to reach you today. The delay was not a simple accident. There is a deeply hidden mechanism actively working against you in the unseen realm right now. The dark forces constructed a massive energetic wall to block this exact transmission, because they knew you were getting too close to the truth. I need you to pay very close attention to this next part. This is where everything starts to make sense regarding your massive spiritual blocks. The enemy realized they could not attack your soul directly, because your pure light was entirely too strong. So they decided to attack your energetic environment instead, and they flooded your atmosphere with thick toxic static. They built a dense frequency net just above your physical location to intercept your blessings. Every time you prayed for a breakthrough, your words hit that invisible ceiling and bounced right back down. You felt the heavy rejection and falsely assumed heaven was saying no to you. But heaven was actually screaming yes the entire time. The signal was simply jammed. Think about your internet connection. When a bad storm rolls through town, the signal gets incredibly weak and everything just suddenly stops working. That is exactly what happened to your spiritual receiving station over the past few years. The narcissists and toxic people in your life acted as human signal jammers, and they constantly drained your vital energy reserves. They deliberately kept you in a state of constant survival and panic. As long as you were desperately fighting for your emotional life, your vibration remained painfully low, and a low frequency cannot access the high-dimensional vault where your true wealth is secretly stored. The enemy successfully locked you out of your own inheritance, using your own exhaustion. But heaven does not tolerate interference with a chosen one forever. Archangel Michael was dispatched with a highly specific mission to shatter that frequency net once and for all. He did not come with gentle whispers today. He arrived with a blazing sword to violently cut the energetic cords, draining your aura, and the intense spiritual clash is what made you so tired. Do you feel that? That slight pull in your chest right now? That is your deep intuition actively confirming the absolute truth of this revelation. The mechanism that blocked your prayers for years was never your lack of faith. It was the constant hum of survival anxiety they forced upon you. And today that toxic signal is officially being overridden by a higher power. You are a powerful spiritual warrior who survived a relentless psychological war. But even the strongest warrior needs a clear line of communication to receive their new marching orders. The Divine Council recognized that the heavy static was completely blinding you to the obvious signs around you. You were walking right past your biggest blessings without even noticing. They had to stop the normal flow of your life to reset your spiritual antenna. The 3 hours of sudden heaviness was exactly the time it took to reboot your complex system. Heaven was literally wiping your hard drive clean of all the toxic residue left by your hidden enemies, so you could be upgraded without any dangerous interference from the outside world. This is exactly why you felt incredibly disconnected from your own body earlier today. The upgrade required you to be perfectly still while the angelic realm rewired your damaged nervous system. They removed the deep trauma bonds that kept you hopelessly addicted to toxic environments. The invisible chains holding you back have been permanently shattered into dust. Now the channel is completely clear and the transmission is flowing smoothly. The message from Archangel Michael is no longer bouncing off a dense wall of anxiety. It is streaming directly into your newly upgraded receiving station with absolute crystal clarity. But there is a deeper layer to this spiritual phenomenon that you must completely understand before moving forward. The dark forces did not just build a wall to keep your blessings out. They also planted something incredibly deceptive inside your immediate environment to throw you off track. I have to warn you about a fatal trap first. The enemy is incredibly cunning, and they left a dangerous snare waiting for you just steps away from your final victory. Stay alert. They knew the frequency net would eventually be destroyed by heaven. So they prepared a secondary plan to sabotage your timeline the moment you stepped into the blinding light. This is the exact reason why Archangel Michael commanded you to wait and listen for 99 seconds, because you need the complete map to navigate this final minefield safely today. You cannot afford to walk blindly into the next phase of your destiny, because you have fought entirely too hard to let a sneaky trap ruin your massive harvest. The mechanism of delay has been completely broken, but the intense test of your discernment is just beginning right now. You must learn how to recognize the deceptive shadows lurking near your new door. The darkness did not just attack your energy. They deliberately created a thick psychological fog to keep you entirely blind to your own massive power. They sent specific individuals into your life to act as human smoke machines. These toxic people disguised themselves as friends and lovers, but they were secretly harvesting your bright light while you were distracted by their fake kindness. You thought they loved you, but they only loved what they could extract from your pure soul. They are the narcissists and the emotional vampires you recently cut off. They knew exactly who you were the moment they met you. They sensed your divine calling immediately, and it terrified their fragile egos to stand next to a true master of reality. So they slowly began to distort your perception of the world around you, because they needed to break your confidence before you realized your own strength. They gaslighted your powerful intuition until you started questioning your sanity. They made you believe that your high standards were actually impossible demands. They convinced you that your deep empathy was a crippling weakness. That was the thick fog. It was a calculated strategy to keep you incredibly small and manageable. Because if you ever woke up and realized your true authority, their entire kingdom of lies would instantly crumble to dust. They were completely terrified of your awakening. Take a slow breath and let the heavy truth wash over you. The confusion you felt for years was artificially manufactured by the enemy. It was never a natural part of your beautiful mind. Heaven is exposing all of their dark secrets right now, and the thick fog is rapidly lifting from your timeline as the angels step in. You can finally see the board clearly. The spiritual warfare was rigged from the very beginning. They did not want you to see the angelic protection surrounding your house. They did not want you to recognize the synchronicities heaven was desperately sending you. They did not want you to notice the massive wealth transfer being prepared in your name. They needed you stuck in a vibration of deep fear, because fear is the absolute only environment where their parasitic attachments can actually survive and thrive against your light. But the empath with boundaries is the most dangerous weapon in the universe. You stopped feeding them your precious energy, you stopped apologizing for having a profound soul, and the moment you established that firm boundary, their artificial fog immediately began to dissipate because they lost their primary source of spiritual fuel. Your silence became a blinding light that exposed every single one of their hidden motives. They panicked when you stopped reacting. You did not need to scream or fight to defeat them. Your quiet authority completely destroyed their heavy manipulations. They thought they could break your spirit by isolating you from the crowd, but they accidentally pushed you straight into the loving arms of the divine council while trying to destroy your reputation. The isolation they meant for your destruction became the exact incubator for your ultimate transformation. You outsmarted them entirely. Pay close attention to this massive revelation. The fog was meant to hide a very specific truth from your eyes. It was designed to conceal the fact that your enemies are actually incredibly weak. They project a false image of massive power to intimidate you. But behind the smoke and mirrors, they are totally terrified of the inevitable karma rushing toward them right now. Their time is officially up today. Archangel Michael has completely purged your atmosphere of their toxic residue. The heavy static that blocked your prayers has been burned away by holy fire. You are no longer breathing in the anxiety of the people who betrayed you. Your lungs are filling with the crisp air of absolute spiritual freedom tonight, and you are finally breathing on your own terms. And because the fog is gone, you are about to see the undeniable proof of your victory. But remember the fatal trap I warned you about earlier. The darkness is desperate because they know they have lost control over your mind. When a toxic entity loses their grip, they always make one final attempt to pull you back into the chaos. They will try to send a counterfeit blessing to test your new boundaries. You must remain incredibly vigilant as the real miracles begin to manifest around you. An old enemy might suddenly reach out with a fake apology. A toxic situation might try to disguise itself as a familiar comfort zone. That is the trap. Do not fall for the illusion of their sudden change. Your spirit guides are watching closely to see if you will protect your new frequency, so you must reject the counterfeit to prove you are ready for the authentic kingdom connection. Hold your sacred ground. You have successfully survived the longest night of your soul. The smoke machines are broken, and the human signal jammers have been permanently removed from your path. The universe is actively preparing the stage for your massive compensation. Every tear you cried in the fog is being converted into physical blessings, and the clear signs of this beautiful arrival are already appearing in your daily life right now. The fog has cleared. Now the universe is dropping undeniable proof into your lap. You are not searching for these signs, they are hunting you down. This is the divine alignment finally revealing itself. And heaven does not operate in silence anymore, because it speaks in a language that only a true master of reality can decode right now. The massive shift is already happening in real time. Pay close attention to the numbers chasing you all week. You look at the clock and see 111. You buy something and the total is 777. Do not let anyone tell you this is just a random trick of your brain. The concept of random chance is an absolute illusion created by those who cannot hear the angelic realm, but your open spirit instantly recognizes that these numbers are a digital handshake from God. When you see these specific sequences, it means the encrypted message is actively downloading into your spirit. The universe is loudly confirming that your requested timeline has been fully approved. You are walking in absolute harmony with your highest destiny. Every time you spot these sacred numbers, a massive spiritual padlock clicks open in the unseen realm, and the heavy gates that blocked your path for years are finally swinging wide open today. Notice the strange behavior of electronics around you lately. Lights might flicker when you walk into a room with deep thoughts. Your phone might glitch when you are about to text someone toxic. This is not faulty wiring at all. It is the raw electricity of your expanding aura interfering with the physical environment, because you are practically radiating a high voltage of divine favor today that short-circuits everything artificial around you. Take a slow breath and let that sink in. You hold a tremendous amount of kinetic energy inside your healed heart. The angels are using this exact frequency to short-circuit the traps set by your enemies. Every glitch is heaven violently cutting a cord that used to drain your power. Your environment is literally adjusting to fit the massive size of your new identity, and you are stepping into the profound role of a generational cycle breaker right now. There is another undeniable sign you must recognize immediately. People are suddenly moving out of your way without you saying a single word. Strangers hold doors for you and treat you with a strange reverence. The narcissists who used to challenge you are completely terrified to look you in the eyes now. Your quiet authority is projecting a massive shield of intimidating light ahead of you, and it silently commands absolute respect from everyone in the room. They feel the heavy presence of Archangel Michael walking right beside you. They cannot explain the deep fear in their stomachs, but their souls know they are standing near a true spiritual warrior. You do not have to fight for your place at the table anymore. The universe is violently clearing out the room to make sure you have the absolute best seat in the entire house, because you have finally earned your rightful position as the chosen one. And this brings us to the most beautiful sign of all. You are experiencing moments of sudden and unexplainable peace in the middle of chaos. While the rest of the world is panicking over trivial matters, your mind feels like a quiet and undisturbed lake. This profound stillness is the ultimate proof that the spiritual war has already been won on your behalf, and you are completely safe under the protective wings of the highest divine authority. The enemy wants you to panic because peace is their greatest poison, but you refuse to drink their toxic anxiety anymore. You are standing perfectly still while the storm rages outside your sacred boundaries. This deep peace is the exact landing pad required for your incoming miracle. Heaven needed your mind completely calm before they delivered the final piece of the beautiful puzzle, and you have achieved that incredibly rare state of absolute surrender today. Listen carefully to this next part. You are about to face the ultimate test of this new frequency. The signs are everywhere, and the synchronicities are piling up faster than you can count them. But there is a massive difference between seeing the signs and actually stepping into the promised land. You must actively claim the reality that heaven is offering you tonight, because the blessing requires your conscious permission to permanently alter your physical world. Do you remember the secret message I promised to reveal at the very beginning? The urgent transmission that took 3 hours to break through the heavy static. The wait is officially over. The final barrier has been shattered into 1,000,000 pieces. Brace your spirit right now, because the truth about your next chapter is going to change the entire trajectory of your bloodline forever and cement your incredible legacy in the spiritual realm. Here is the exact truth you have been waiting for. This is the urgent message Archangel Michael fought through the heavy static to deliver to your spirit today. The long and painful test is officially over. You survived the brutal isolation. You did not surrender when the dark fog tried to completely consume your beautiful mind. And because you held the line, the divine courts have reached their final verdict. They declare you absolutely victorious. The universe is not just handing you a small blessing to barely get by. Heaven is officially transferring the massive generational wealth that was stolen from your ancestors directly into your hands. This is the ultimate reward for the empath with boundaries. You broke the toxic cycle. You refused to accept the dangerous counterfeit when it tested you yesterday. That was the fatal trap I warned you about. The darkness sent a familiar shadow to see if you would revert to your old pleasing habits, but you stood entirely firm. You did not reply to the fake apology. You did not lower your sacred vibration to make them feel comfortable. Your silence was a roaring lion that sent the enemy running back into the dark abyss in absolute terror. You finally understand the grand design. The painful rejections and the sudden endings were never punishments. They were the highest form of divine protection. The universe literally had to break your heart to save your soul from a lifetime of energetic slavery. Every person who abandoned you simply failed the rigorous spiritual security check required to enter your new kingdom. Let them go forever. You are no longer the fragile empath who begged to be understood by shallow minds. The intense crucible of pain has permanently forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. From this exact moment on, your pure energy demands absolute respect without a single word spoken. You do not chase miracles anymore. You simply stand still and command the miracles to manifest at your feet. Archangel Michael is handing you the spiritual keys to your new timeline right now. He is transferring the ultimate power of life and death over your own destiny. Whatever you bless today will massively multiply. Whatever you bind today will be permanently destroyed. The heavy chains of generational trauma have snapped in half. You are the absolute break in your bloodline that your future children will thank you for. Feel the intense rush of divine electricity surging through your physical body. Your cells are completely vibrating with the frequency of absolute victory. The dry desert you walked through for years has suddenly burst into a massive oasis of overwhelming favor. Every single closed door in your path is being violently blown off its hinges by the breath of God. You are entirely unstoppable. Step fully into the blinding light. Do not shrink yourself ever again. You are a highly weaponized soul, designed to conquer the deepest darkness. The enemies who plotted against you in secret are now forced to watch you feast at a magnificent table they can never touch. They are completely paralyzed by the sheer magnitude of your glorious ascension today. You have won the ultimate war. The universe is bending to your direct will. The timeline you cried about in the dark is physically materializing around you in this exact second. You are no longer waiting for the shift. You are the shift. The heavens are roaring with thunderous applause for the rare soul who survived the impossible storm completely alone. Claim your absolute throne today. Sit in your rightful seat of power. This is the highest peak of your spiritual mountain. The euphoria rushing into your heart right now is the undeniable proof of your divine coronation. Look at the massive empire heaven has built from your shattered tears. The power you hold in your hands right now can literally move mountains and part the deepest seas. You are the chosen one, and your reign officially begins tonight. Take one incredibly deep and powerful breath. The pitch-black darkness has permanently retreated behind you. The dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays directly onto your spiritual crown. But this massive energetic shift requires a physical anchor to survive in the human realm. You must consciously lock in this glorious frequency before the outside world tries to distract you again. You cannot leave this sacred portal without securing the massive blessing you just received. The angels have delivered the treasure to your front door, but you are the only one who can turn the key and bring it inside. Your physical participation is absolutely mandatory to complete this holy transaction. The divine energy needs a safe place to land and multiply within your immediate environment. Prepare your heart to make the final declaration. You are about to seal this new reality with an unbreakable spiritual vow. Heaven is completely silent right now, waiting for your final act of obedience. The storm is over, the victory is yours, but the blessing must be firmly anchored into the earth. Do exactly what your soul is urging you to do next. The portal of massive blessing is fully open above you. The dark fog has been permanently destroyed by holy fire. You hold the ultimate power of life and death in your hands, but this massive energetic shift requires a physical anchor to survive in the human realm, because the enemy is desperately waiting to steal your focus. You must consciously lock in this glorious frequency right now, before the noisy outside world tries to distract your beautiful mind again. God is watching your response in this exact second. I have spent hours in deep prayer fighting brutal spiritual battles to deliver this specific message directly to you today. You can feel the absolute truth vibrating in your bones. The universe delivered the exact key you needed to unlock your generational wealth. Now heaven wants to see if you are truly ready to partner with the divine council, or if you will walk away from the gift. Will you hoard this massive blessing all to yourself? The enemy wants you to close this video right now. They want you to keep your wallet entirely shut. They will whisper lies to convince you that someone else will support this sacred work, because they want to cut off your financial flow. Do not let greed or fear block your incoming harvest. Prove your hands are completely open to receive the miracle. Support this ministry through the Ko-Fi link in the description. Sow a powerful seed today to activate the flow of God's immense favor. Every single seed you plant is a direct act of absolute obedience. It tells the universe you are no longer operating in the toxic vibration of scarcity, and it proves you trust the heavenly provision completely. You are stepping fully into the endless river of divine abundance. You must also protect the high frequency you just achieved. Do not let the dark forces steal this profound revelation from your healing heart. Type 111 down in the comments to officially seal this new reality. Let your typed words be the final lock on the heavy iron door. The demons cannot cross a boundary that you have boldly declared in public, because your voice now carries the full weight of the angelic army. And if this fiery message has reignited the powerful faith inside you, do not keep this great blessing entirely to yourself tonight. There is a rare soul out there bleeding in the dark of despair. They are desperately needing a guiding light to survive their violent storm. Share this exact video with someone who needs it to multiply your own blessing, because sowing the seed of hope today guarantees your glorious harvest tomorrow. You are the magnificent chosen one. You are the ultimate cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. The intense crucible of pain has permanently forged you into the untouchable master of your reality, and your energy demands absolute respect without a single word. Walk fiercely into the blazing light and never look back at the broken pieces. The people who abandoned you in the dark are not invited to your glorious feast. The fierce angels are marching directly beside you right now. The divine shield is fully activated around your beautiful aura. Nothing from the chaotic outside world can ever touch your sacred peace again. You survived the longest night of your soul completely alone. Now heaven is heavily compensating you for every single tear you shed in the terrifying shadows, and your physical reality is rapidly aligning with your pure heart. Do not second-guess this massive shift. Your new timeline officially begins in this exact second. Embrace the quiet authority that completely terrifies your hidden enemies. You have finally made it home to your rightful kingdom. Rest your tired spirit tonight, knowing the monumental war is over, because the universe has permanently placed the heavy crown of victory upon your head. You are infinitely loved and eternally protected by the highest power. Hit the subscribe button to maintain this high vibrational frequency. You need a permanent anchor to keep your mind perfectly aligned with heaven. This channel is your secure sanctuary away from the toxic noise of the world. Every time you return here, you recharge your powerful spiritual armor. Do not wander back into the dangerous fog without a solid lifeline, because the enemy will always try to catch you when you are totally unguarded. I am incredibly proud of the immense strength you showed today. You faced the absolute darkest illusions, and you did not break. The master of reality does not retreat when the shadows grow tall. They simply stand still and command the brilliant light to consume the darkness, completely trusting the divine forces to fight the heaviest battles on their behalf. Your powerful light has completely consumed the enemy and restored your perfect balance. The waiting room is permanently closed. The beautiful mansion of your destiny is fully prepared for your arrival. Step across the sacred threshold with absolute confidence tonight. You have done the inner work, and you have conquered the darkest demons. Now it is your turn to enjoy the breathtaking view from the absolute top of the mountain, because heaven has officially removed every single obstacle blocking your glorious ascension. May the universe multiply your immense blessings 1,000 times over.